So welcome, welcome, welcome all of you beautiful people. As I'm talking as well, just if you have anything to say, just pop it in the chat box as always. If anything's resonating or you have any question around what I'm going to share. Because what I want to really share is the energies have been crazy. Is anybody else feeling the crazy energy? There's a real now, when I share this sort of stuff, I don't want anyone to attach anything. Like, you know, sometimes we can go, oh, well, that's going to happen, and then we can attach something to it, so we actually form it. I just want you to be curious and aware, because not everything happens to everybody, and like some people glide through the month or don't have the same things as what other people have. Some people feel it more deeply, some people feel it a slightly different way. We're all extremely different. What I share with you is just a guide to what's going on. It's just more of a deeper awareness and understanding for yourself. So if something does come up, you can go, hang on, it's okay, I get it. Yep, no, I'm cool. I remember Lisa said this, or, you know, she said that, and this is, and I'm also giving you a few little techniques so that you can actually move and shift through it. Because the energies and what's happening in the cosmos play a big part in our lives. They play a massive part in our lives. And we think that, you know, it's funny, you bump into a group of people and, you know, you're sitting down with some people and they're like, oh, wow, I've been going through that too. It's because there's all parts of it. There's parts of it that a lot of us collectively go through energetically, through whether you're an empath, you know, whether you're in certain circumstances, whether you actually need to remove, whether something's happening within your life and you get triggered, depending on what emotion you put to is what's actually going to play out a lot of times, and especially in the next sort of again 2 to 4 weeks intuitively. There's a storm brewing. Now, what I mean by that is that in this current environment, in this current energetic state, we need to make sure we're staying in balance. Balance is the key word for the next couple of weeks. Balance, 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 balance. And really setting strong boundaries and staying really calm inside our body. Because what's happening is there's going to be triggers that are coming up. There's going to be certain things that are going to unfold that are going to be, they're like waves. I don't know if you've noticed at the moment, it's like waves coming, you feel good, and then you feel like shit, and then you feel good, and then you like feel heavy, and then you feel good, and then you feel like you're stuck in your head. And for me, one of the strange things that's been happening to me, and I haven't been able to understand because I don't want to attach anything to it, but there's been a form of anxiety. There's been a form of anxiety brewing inside of me. And it's not been like a panic attack. It's just been this real awareness to something's happening. And I think I'm tuned into the cosmos and the galactic team at the moment, I tell you. And it's more of like, it's not that there's anything bad going to happen, but it's just the energies are really powerful, and there's a lot coming at us, and there's a lot happening upstairs. So what's happening is that there's this energy that's brewing, and it's coming, and it's big waves coming into you. Massive waves are coming in, and what it's doing is it's causing, depending on the density or the lightness that you're in your current environment, or you know, within yourself, it's causing different reactions inside of you. So mine is one of a little bit of anticipation and, you know, what's next. And I really feel something massive is coming at the end of the year. I really, really do. But at the moment, you know, it's also a sense of the waves are coming in, but the tide's turning, if that makes sense. So we have to lean more into the tide is turning, is what I'm saying. So when something happens, when there's something happens around you, I want you to really go into a place of just being curious. Just take a few steps back and really think, how do I want this to unfold? What emotion do I want to attach it to? If you did the 4-day program, you'll be understanding this really quite deeply. You know, understand that this is whatever's coming through. I want you to go straight to your heart, lean into your heart. No, and if something that happens, I'm trying to cover everything. If something happens that you're like, wow, what the hell? You know, make sure you know that any setback that is happening or coming or occurring around you or within you right now is just an obstacle to be cleared. It's not something to go into defeat mode or go into beat yourself up mode. It's going to ride itself out, is what I'm trying to say. And because the energy is so crazy, it's a little bit more heightened. It's a little bit more inner awareness around you to what's happening. So we need to navigate through the what's happening within us right now and around us with our wisdom. And we need to detach from the outcome. Objectively, physically, mentally, we need to attach ourselves and just stay, remember that beautiful, balanced, calm state, and set some really strong boundaries, because what's going to happen is that there could be things that are flowing at you at the moment. And when you're in a state of really heightened energy, you can actually cause a different chemical reaction, and your nervous system is a little bit more heightened. So what it's doing is it's looking for something to attach itself. When you take a step back, just take a step back. And know that you know it's going to resolve itself. It's absolutely whatever happens around. Now, intuitively, I'm channeling. Okay, whatever is around you, it will actually resolve itself. So whoever's on this group right now that needs to know that, it's something that's really coming through strongly. It's just like pieces of the puzzle, and trying to figure out how the whole picture fits right now will send you into a state of just chaotic craziness, because there's so much unfolding that we just don't understand, and we don't need to understand, and we just need to allow the flow of what's happening. There's also a bit of overwhelm going on. There's a bit of overwhelm from this energy, and overwhelm can come in when once again, when the energies are really high and they're coming at us one boom, 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 boom. And once again, if you're in that real high state of awareness and you're in a state of being a little bit in the 3D, you know, the fear-based place, I'm just going to get somebody else in, then you can actually attach more to what's going on than what is actually within your reality. So it's almost like there's a bigger focus on something that usually would be quite small. But because of the energies that are going around, and if you're not sitting in a real balanced place within your body, you can actually look into it with more than what needs to be said. So right now, just ride the waves. Do things around you that are going to keep you in a real beautiful balanced state. And in your body, go into your body with curiosity to anything else is happening. Don't attach. Don't forget as well, I'm just intuitively, when I do that, I'm just waiting for things to come through, just so you know I'm not off looking at La La Land, that Mars is about to come out of retrograde. It's deep in retrograde right now. And with that, there's lots of different things are happening. I don't know with you, but for instance, the internet, you know, when things are in retrograde, the internet can play up, or, you know, because there's lots of static energy. And we're also going through equinox. So we're changing of the seasons. So there's a lot of, on top of what I just spoke about, there's also all the static energy around as well. And it's like you're in this, you've got this balloon, and I've used this analogy before, and you've burst the balloon, and what is in the balloon has come around you, and it's like a foggy haze, and then it clears, and then it's just like this beautiful picture, and then go back into this foggy sort of glaze, and it's sort of like it comes clear and then it goes, and it comes clear and it goes. It's that riding of the storm. But we need to know that your current base reality is not being created by you right now. Things are being shown to you to see how you react. Things are being shown to you to see how you actually go through them. And there's deep healing things coming at people at the moment. So there's a lot going on, isn't there? But this full moon also, you know, talking about the healing, this full moon that's on us at the moment, it represents a major healing opportunity. There's a really big healing opportunity in it in the next 30 days. And it's a good time to, if you find yourself acting out of fear and insecurities, to really take a step back and rest and sit with it and allow the feelings and emotions to pass through you. And really do it with a beautiful, loving awareness, a loving awareness that whatever is coming through in the next 30 days is just here to pass. And that's freaking strange, right? Because you've got this emotions that are going on and you're like, well, hang on a minute, this is my reality, this is happening. And you're telling me just to sit back and go, oh, okay, well, that's interesting. So let me explain a little bit more. When something happens, you have a choice on how you're reacting. So if you're choosing to react at that very thing, especially at the moment when it's really heightened, if you choose to be curious, to understand it, to allow it, to honor it, to feel it, to process it, and just to let it go with beautiful divine forgiveness or grief or whatever is coming through you, or just simple understanding of, oh, okay, that's interesting. Okay, that's interesting. Because there's a lot of old paradigms that are stopping too. There's a lot of old paradigms that are actually being cut, which is your patterns and your blocks and things that have happened. They're actually passing through you, so they're actually going to go away. They're not coming back as long as you allow the beautiful process. Now, if you get something, if something happens and your body is used to reacting in either fear or confusion or judgment or anything that is going to attach a negative, the 3D emotion to it, then you're not going to release it. You're not going to allow, well, you're going to release it, but you're going to fight it. You're fighting it. So just know that right now, what's being shown to you has to be healed. So if there's anything happening, heal it. Just seeing if there's anything else. Really slow down at the moment, guys, because of the energies being so like woof, and they're coming in waves. If you allow yourself to slow down, if you allow yourself to rest more, if you allow yourself to really get in your body and become aware of what's happening, and like even tap into your body and go, what does my body need right now? What does my body need right now? And just allow your body to have what it needs, then you'll be able to allow the healing process to take place in such a more organic, beautiful way than fighting it. And we really need to also honor our inner child right now. A lot of the work that the healing with is coming through is inner child stuff. And when you're in your inner child, you're actually in a curious. You think about when a child, you think about a little child, when you're in, a child is curious. It's like, oh, what's happening? Or why is that happening? There's no massive emotional attachment to anything because there's no memories. There's no neurological pathways that have been formed that something happens and they go, okay, last time this was not good. So let's put this with this, or let's put this with this. You're actually in a beautiful, carefree state of awareness and curiosity and like, oh, what's going on? Oh, wow, what's that? Oh, my goodness. So allow the inner child to come out and play a little bit more. And really connect to the divine energy that's in an inner child. Go and sit and watch a child playing. If you're thinking, oh my God, what the fuck is that like? I can't remember. Really allow yourself to go and have a look at an inner child. Have a look at a child playing in a playground and really see, how they live in that state of, even if they stub their toe, they cry and then move on. There's no longing to have a nervous system that is heightened. It's always in a resting space. They're always balanced. All their needs are met. All they care about is if they're getting fed, there's a roof over their head, if they're getting a hug, and if if someone's being present and being with them at that time, and if they're getting love. That's pretty much all a kid really, really cares about. And if they're going to go to sleep, they go to sleep. So really try and get into that state. Yeah, there's also lots of paradigms that are leaving us, like also old ways, and this song just, if you want to understand what I'm talking about, go and Google "It's Time to Let the Old Ways Down" by God, what's his name? Star Is Born. I watched the movie last night. It is just exactly what's happening, and listen to the words, because there's a lot of 3D paradigms that are slipping away for numerous reasons, and we are actually globally universal, moving into more of a 4D state of being, which is just beautiful. But what's happening because of that is the ego is fucking fighting. The ego is fighting so hard at the moment because it wants to hang on. The ego is really, because remember, ego is the 3D, and ego is not bad. It's keeping you safe. So there's like all these things are happening and changing, and your ego is going, what the hell? And it can feel it. It can sense it. It knows, because it feels that the more heightened state of you within you. So just know that if you're feeling like you're beating yourself up, or you're judging, or you're getting into a real state of self-sabotage or overwhelm or anything like that, is that your ego is really fighting at the moment to not release these old paradigms, these old ways, these patterns. So this is the curious state. This is the inner child work. This is the time when you get back and just really try to understand exactly what's happening. So I think that's all I've got. I don't think anything else is going to come. Has anyone got any questions around what I've said? Or is anybody, let's go and do a Q&A. Let's go and see, or does anybody want to share something? Or, hang on, where's my chat screen? Oh, there it is. Has anybody got anything they want to chat about, or they want me to go deeper on, or they need assistance with? Type it in the box. What happens when Mars comes out of retrograde? Well, I think there's actually about 6 planets in retrograde, which is a little bit of a bugger. Things start settling down a little bit more. So there'll be a little bit more of a grounding presence in and around you. So there'll be a little bit more of being able to be grounded within your body, so that things are not so heightened. You know, with retrograde, it's like putting everything in a washing machine and putting it on spin cycle. It's just like, it just goes crazy. And because of the static energy, things like, as I said, the internet gets interfered with. You know, you just, the most strangest things happen. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but sometimes something will happen with your phone, or something will happen with something that you've got that's technology based, or, you know, because there's a lot of static going around when all the different planets are in retrograde, and it causes, it's like a washing machine, and it's just on spin cycle, and it stops, and it's on spin cycle. So things will calm down a lot more, things will get a lot more balanced, a lot more grounded. And there'll be a sort of calmer sense within you, if that makes sense. Does that make sense, Tasha? Edith, I've been feeling really tired of like, can't get motivated to do anything because of what's happening. Yeah, it's the highs and lows of the energies that are hitting. It's I mean, 1 minute you're up and you're like, whoa, the energy's flowing through you, and the next minute you're like, oh good God, I've got to rest. Honor yourself and rest, because what happens is when the energies come in, it causes this massive reaction, and you're energized, and you're like really on point, and you're feeling good, and you're feeling balanced, and you're feeling aligned, and you're feeling grounded, and you're feeling like in a real like, whoa, this is great. And then of course when the energies shift and you come back down again, it's like, oh God. And also your body, what I'm getting, Edith, for you, is your body's processing a lot right now. You're going through an energetic state of transcending, and you're also going through a stage of releasing. So when we go through that, we get really tired. And also when we have an ascension, we tend to get really tired. We can get sore throats, we can get like, just like, oh, you know, we want to drink lots of water, we're not really hungry. Usually I eat a lot, and then I crave salt, and then I go to bed, because it's like, oh, poof, you just get knocked out. And what happens is, during that tired feeling, and when you're actually sleeping, is when the healing's taking place. So your body actually shuts you down to heal, and it needs you to rest so that it can process. If you fight that tired feeling, then your body ends up coming at you at different ways, and you get sick, or you get anxiety, or you get some sort of emotion comes to the surface, because you're not allowing the process in your dream state. So it's a real beautiful time. So if you get tired and you can really allow yourself, it's actually a good sign. You're going through probably an up level and integration. been going to bed early for me. Yeah, I've been 7:30, so I feel you, sister. It's a really interesting time at the moment because there's a lot happening, but there's almost like we can't, like we can't not do anything because we can always do something, you know, with the curious state and everything, but we've almost got to allow it to just play out. And it's going to probably be like this until next year, to be honest with you. Like there's some big shifts universally happening. There's lots of different things going on. Plus there's also, you know, there's the fear base around the pandemic that's floating around in the environment. So, you know, if you're an empath as well. So, and a lot of you on this call, well, you all are, you know, you're actually processing other people's emotions as well. So if there's anyone around you that can't process it, guess what? You process it. So you've really got to make sure that you're setting your, and when I talked about boundaries, make sure you're setting really strong boundaries around you at the moment so that you're in a place that you can actually keep your energy for you and for what you need to. It's actually time to be as selfish as hell. And really, as I tell my clients, just do you, boo. Right now, just do you. Keep that energy, keep it within you, because, you know, when you do that, you can actually help others. But if you're in a place where you're actually getting your energy that's been taken from you, it's really hard to do what you need to do and to upgrade and transcend and to really allow yourself to do the healing and to sit in the curious state, because you've got no energy to do it. You're like, oh God, not this a fuck again. And so you go into it and you go into the emotion, or you're triggered a lot faster. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. It's been great that I'm on school. Oh yes, perfect timing, magical. Oh my God, have we only been going for 26 minutes? Wow. Has anybody got anything else? This might be an early one. Anybody got anything else? Anybody want to share a win, or share something that happened, or share an aha moment, or? That was a lot of information that I just gave. It really, really was. And the reason why it was so much is there's a lot of different things that are happening at the moment. There's a lot of different things that are happening galactically, and within the, as I said, within the energies, within the planets, within the moons, with, you know, and this full moon, it's a really interesting one. It's a very powerful energetic one. So it's causing a lot of inner confusion and not turmoil. What's the word? Help me out. Inner confusion, inner chaos. So chaos. It's like there's stuff happening around you, inside you, and you don't know what to do with it, or where to go with it, or what's happening. And it's like, I don't understand this. So really stay balanced, stay calm, stay in your body, stay in the curious state. And if you need to come back and listening to this, then do so. The next few weeks are going to be super, super, super interesting. They really, really are. And you know what? You may just slide through the whole lot and you may not even feel anything, but take time to rest and slow down. You cannot rush the healing process is another thing. People at the moment are trying to really bypass it. They're trying to skip through it. They're trying to go to a place of, oh, this feels really good. I'm feeling great. And then of course the energies are crazy, and it's causing things to happen. But you know, the beautiful thing right now is, that all sounded quite serious. But the beautiful thing is that we're transcending, we're releasing, we're healing, we're dropping off old paradigms. We're allowing our ego to get quieter and quieter as we're doing so, because the ego is trying to hit us hard. Because as I remember I said to you, that the world is shifting out of 3D. It's shifting out of a 3G energy. So the ego cannot survive. It can't. So it's fighting. So you might finding that you're getting a lot of things that are coming into mind, like, you can't do that, don't do that, or you know, different things. It was really funny because I got on a call with two ladies who were like, oh no, I can't do your program, and then we realized that it was just that ego fighting the hell out of it. And you know, and then there was another lady that was she was going through and it was just, the things that were attacking her were just, she didn't need to hold any attachment to it. So really decide when something comes into your energy field, into your environment, into your mind, whatever it may be, do I need to hold the emotional attachment to this, or do I just need to let it go? Because when you let it go with understanding awareness, then you're processing it, you're releasing it, and then send it love. Send it love. And when it comes in, go to it with love, because when you're in that state, then you are not in the fear-based state that you're going to attack the wrong emotion to it. Because remember, everything's a choice. Everything's a choice. Everything's a choice. For how you are, how you be, how you decide to react, how you decide to release, whatever it may be. So really go into that inner child. I want you to sit in your inner child, curious. But know that this is a really, actually, even though things may be coming at you or may come at you or different things may happen, it's a beautiful time for releasing. It's a beautiful time. This new moon is a healing. It's about healing. So honor what's coming through and send it so much love. Yeah. Anybody else got anything else? Things are coming through when I am in the middle of even walking to the shop. So I'm just thinking, I am thinking this because I have to release it. Yes, and go with it. Yes. So what happens is that you're going to have lots of thoughts, feelings, and emotions coming in. So thoughts, feelings, emotions are what are really attached to different things within that have happened. So if you have a feeling about something, or your emotion comes up, feelings and emotions are quite the same thing. And then there's something that there's a thought that's coming up. If you think something differently, a different feeling or emotion around that thought, and you go into that beautiful curiosity stage and go, oh, that's interesting, by the way this is coming up, then you're gonna glide through. If something comes in and you attach that emotion to it with, oh my God, would that happen? Oh my God. Or you are fear-based, or you start judging yourself. Or a lot of my clients at the moment have had things of doubt and self-sabotage and overwhelm coming in, like lots of doubt coming in. Oh, do you really think you can do that? Or, just the little tricky ways. So yeah, that's perfect. Nicolette, Nikki or Nicolette, I don't even know which one to call you. Just that's perfect. So just be aware. When you're in an aware and open state, things will transcend a lot easier and with a lot ease and a lot grace. Still sometimes I want you to feel the emotion, because, there are emotions that are coming through that need to be felt. But when you can do it when you can do it from a state of understanding and love and awareness, then you're going to release it from a different place than going into the other emotions. And feel the anger if you need to. Feel the sadness. They're beautiful emotions. It's not that we shouldn't feel anything that's coming through us. I most certainly do not think that, because when we're feeling the emotion from a beautiful, curious state, and we're crying and we're understanding why we're crying, or we're angry and we're understanding why we're hitting that pillow, or we're in the car, and I do this a lot. This is really good for processing. If I feel anger coming up, I'm like, well, that's interesting. I've got some anger coming up. I hop in the car and I scream. I drive and scream. It's a beautiful way to release, and I feel so much better because I've moved that energetically through my body. I haven't allowed it to sit in me. I haven't gone, oh no, I can't look at that. I've gone, okay, that's interesting. Right. Wow. Okay. And I've allowed it to transcend through me. And I don't need to know what it's attached to a lot of the time. If something comes up and you want to understand it more, a really good way of processing it with awareness is to journal around it, or to talk into your voice recorder. It's a really good way of processing. I love to do that. Yeah. I felt the need to journal but couldn't write anything. Nothing came through. I didn't know. Okay, so if you find yourself blocked when you're journaling, great question, Edith. But if you find yourself blocked when you're journaling, ask yourself, what am I avoiding right now? Ask yourself, what am I avoiding right now? What don't I want to feel? What don't I want to think? What am I trying not to see? Why does my body not, why do you want me to avoid this? And ask yourself questions, because that's part of the curious state as well. You can do it with pen and paper. If you're a processor with words, it's a really good way to be. What am I avoiding right now? And if you know EFT, I don't know if any of you know EFT, tapping. It's a really good way of breaking through that block. Actually, I should do a tapping thing, shouldn't I? I should teach you guys tapping, EFT. It's really good for releasing those emotional blocks and getting into that state of understanding. I've never actually done that before. Did it answer your question, Edith? Ask yourself questions, honey. And, sometimes you won't get the answer because, there's a part of you that is like, no, I'm not letting you see that. Or maybe you're not ready to see it. Or, you're not and there might be something going on. Your ego might be kicking in because remember the ego's really high. Take yourself away and come back to it again. And a lot of the times, if you ask yourself the question, and you can do it just for a meditated state as well. And something might not come through, but when you go away, all of a sudden it'll be like, oh, sneaky little bugger. It'll come through you. It really, really will. Yeah, tapping's great, isn't it? I love it. I absolutely love it. I remember when my husband first saw me tapping and he's like, you're right. I'm sitting there, I'm tapping. Oh, there. I'm tapping. And he's like, you're right. And I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Because you feel it. Do you can start? Have you ever seen the tapping? It also helps with anxiety. You can actually tap with just your fingers too. Anyway, I find, just ask yourself questions, because when you're connected to yourself and you're asking yourself questions, eventually you get the answers, because and you can actually say, ego, I need you to go away right now. I'll sit in the back seat, and higher self, I actually want to know, allow me. You can also talk to your spirits and your guides, and you can actually ask the guidance and what you need to do right now to release what's going through you. That's another good one. And then write, or just go away, or sit in meditation, or sit in stillness. But remember, don't try to push it, because sometimes in that moment, you actually don't need to know what's going on. Sometimes you can actually go into the emotion instead and go, okay, anger, let's feel this anger. Let's feel this anger, what this rage, and allow it, and then just go into it. Or the tears. Beautiful way to release. It's beautiful. Brad Yates. I don't know him. I follow Nick. Oh, I have to Google him. Thank you, gorgeous. Brad Yates. I find I move through things that try to trigger me so easy since workshop. Since good, especially since I am filling myself. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You know what? That's probably one of the biggest things, guys, is to make sure that your tank is always full, because and we're taught to. I'm about to have read then. We're taught to put other people's things first, especially when you have children. You've got to make sure everybody else is looked after. When in fact, when you're at your ultimate, when your cup is so overflowing with abundance and love and all that sort of juiciness, and you can actually give better to others. So it's really nice. And also you can actually leave more with love, because you're not drained. You're not trying to, excuse me, and Edith, this is why you've got to rest when you're going through the transcending and the ascension process. You can actually lead with love a lot easier, because if you're depleted, you get irritable, you get a little bit frustrated, you're just like, oh, because you don't have enough to give. So I love that, Nicola. Yes. All right. Has anybody else got anything else? And if not, we'll do a quick little session. I'm feeling like, how about we clear our energetic food and upgrade our frequencies? That sounds super freaking delicious, doesn't it? Who's a yes for that? Or a third eye? Either. You guys pick. Yes. Both. You greedy bitch. I love it. Ask and you shall receive. Frequency. Let's do frequency. I'll see where it goes, Nicola. Okay. Boom. Yes, me greedy. It's not greedy. It is asking for what you want. It is meeting and asking for your needs. Whether you get it is another thing. But, you've got to ask. If you don't ask, then you're not going to get it, right? Honoring yourself. All right, guys, whoever wants to go for a pee-pee, go and have a pee-pee and let me know when you're back. And let me know if you're going. Is anyone going? Is anybody going for a pee-pee? Pee-pee, pee-pee. I have to cook dinner. I love it. That's my girl. It'll only be about 10 minutes. It'll be a real fast one. I'm just going to call in who needs to come and assist, clear your, perhaps if you get a phone, your energy field and upgrade your frequencies. So it's going to be nice and super fast. So then you can go and cook dinner. Just going to light my spirit. Did anybody end up going to see? I'm ready to receive. Hey! Beautiful. Music to my ears and to my heart. I was going to do meditation, but then I was like, you know what? Let's just upgrade some frequencies. That way also you'll, and clear some energies. That way also you'll help with what's going on right now with the energies, because they're just high and low. So if you're sitting in a beautiful state of that higher frequency, then the ego will not be able to hold on so much. Okay, no one's gone to the toilet, I don't think, so let's get into it. Right, close your eyes, guys. Get into that beautiful, yummy stage. You guys have all worked with me before, so you know how we do this. We do the beautiful 4 breaths to get us into our body. So we breathe in 6 beats, we hold for 2, and then we breathe out. So I'm going to start us off. Make sure you're either lying down or sitting up. It doesn't matter. It's all good, whichever way you want to. And it's going to be a slightly different one than what we usually do. Whew, I love that sound. Oh my God, that smell. All right, so closing your eyes. Now I want you to take your first beautiful deep breath. In for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold for 2. 2. And out for 6. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then do 3 more in your own time. In for 6. Hold for 2. Out for 6. And then keep going. Really drop into your body. Now I'm just going to call on your spirit team, your angels, your guides. I'm going to call on the Arcturian medical team to overlight you at this time. I'm going to call on Archangel Metron to help with the ascension and Archangel Michael to help with the healing. If there's any healing and clearing that needs to occur. I'm just going to open everybody's aura up to 20, 30 feet. Wide, wide, wide. Open it up, open it up, open up. Korokushia, ayokua, iamusha, iakoaka, iamuria wakakakakiaku. Then open up your crowns. Activate and bring online. Kia kara kokokia kurukokakiaka, iaoa shia muaka, ia kurukoakati. Ia mai a kakoa, kakia, kakoa, kakia, kakoa, ki aro aia ka ia. Ia mo a io a kakia, kurokoa kakia. Clear the energies. Ia musha ia kia o. I'm just clearing your energies around you. Kia kuroko ia o sa ia no a ia ko. Ia musa ia o a kia o aia ka. Ia mahu ana io. Allow your face to drop. So a few of you that are holding a bit of tension in your head, don't try to think about this, guys. Just relax and allow. Relax and allow. Ia makia kuroko aia oa. Ia oa ia o ka io sha io na. Ia oa ki a oa. Isha moana. Upgrade the energy. Upgrade the energy. Touching your cords, upgrade the frequency that's activated to each and every one of them right now. Kia kura ia oa aka kia ko a ia musha a. Ia masa ia no ria wa kakakia kakakia. Asha ni hana hoahia o ari o aka kia mo ani atoa. Isha ia o ai. Please also attach new cords to everybody. Upgrade the cords. Kika kurokoa kishi ana o sa ia maani. Ia mahani hohahi. Ia kia koa. Ia kia koriako kia sa anoto a. Isha mi ana. Ia ka. Ia mario a kia ko. Isha ni o si o ia ko ano ana. I abaia o a ki aka kia karaka. You all feel nice and light. Isha mi anosa ia tata ia. They're also saying if you'd like to ask for something right now, please ask it. If you'd like to set attention for your next week, please set it now. Ask. Your guides are all around you, and so are your angels. Kia korokoa katia sa una io ua maana a ia o. Ask now. Isha ni hano hana hani hono ka eo aia o aia koe a koroko a katia sa una. Isha mi a kia ka ia maho ana ia. Isha naha naho noho. Ia bria waka. Just clearing a bit of confusion in the heads right now. It'll probably help with third eye. Ia ka ia kokoa ia ka kia koroko a katia sa unusha inua noaki. Isa miha noha na katita. Isha biroka ki. Ia moria waka. Itatia karaka kia karaka kia karaka. I'm just feeling into the energy. Feels beautiful, feels light, feels expansive. Isha miha nota. They're also asking for you to tip into your ancient wisdom and any time that you need more clarity, more awareness. There's part of you that always knows. Kia kaia shu'uanata. Ia turia koa asia sha. We are here to serve you. Just ask. We send you love. We send you light. We send you abundance of the beauty that is all around you. Kia korokoa katia sa'una anata tuata. Yummy, 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 yummy. Kia kaio shati sa'a. Itasi aka. Beautiful. Okay, so we keep your eyes closed. We're just going to bring in your aura now back to kia korokakasia, to 4 to 6 feet. Kia koa kia short. We're going to bring in the crown a little bit. Keep it online. Keep it moving. Keep it flowing. Keep it releasing. Kia korokakatisi ono shatoa ati ua maka kia ka aia aia. Bacteria medical team overlight. You're all glowing so bright. We don't want you to be too much of an attraction to things that are unbecoming to you. Ia kushi usuto ani ta. I'm just going to thank our spirits and our guides and our loved ones, our ancient ones, our galactic family. Archangel Meshachron, Archangel Michael. They all came out as one. Lady Faith, who was actually with us. Kia kushi atusi amo ana katia a. A little bit of an upgrade going on. A little bit of feminine, masculine So what I'm being told is they actually infused your masculine and your feminine so that you're in a more balanced state. Kia kore waka. That's what most happened for most of you. Kia koro koka tisi anoshu. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bia kare yakubatia. So if you want to thank your spirits and your guides and anybody else that's around you right now, please do so. Always just be led by whatever you feel. Kia kare yaku tasi anoshu. And just when you feel like it, just open your eyes, wiggle your feet, cut your hands if you feel like it. If you feel like you're out of your body, really give you time to actually come back. Kishu aya korea katia saina o anta awaya ia ko awaya kia awaya ishamaha tiata. And let me know how you all feel.